Hello and welcome. This is Sunday's news. In this edition, support for community policing. Isoimo calls for highway upgrade, and basketball PNG appoints new coach. Three days after the burial of the late Lina Numbalihi, the man wanted for her gruesome murder was finally captured this morning in Wewak, East Sepik Province. East Sepik Provincial Police Station Commander Christopher Tamari confirmed Milang's Kapli's capture. Kapli, who has been on the run since February 8th, was apprehended with the help of the public at the Dagwa market outside of Wewak town. Kapli is in police custody at the Wewak police station, awaiting arrangement for transfer to Port Moresby for questioning and formal charges. Tourists said the tentative date of this transfer to Port Moresby is tomorrow. Meantime, the news of Kapli's capture is a relief for the Numbalihi family after almost 2 months of forensics. A police vehicle was presented to Gereka community to boost policing efforts in the community. The presentation was made by Kumul Petroleum Holdings Limited Chairman Dr. Benedict Yaru to the community yesterday.
With the rise in crime in the country, the Gereka Community Police Post is doing its best to monitor law and order issues. In supporting the work of its police post, a police vehicle was donated on Saturday by the Kumul Petroleum Holdings Limited. Yesterday, KPHL Chairman Dr. Benedict Yaru donated the vehicle to the community. Dr. Yaru, who is also a Gereka resident, says the donation bridges the gap of the lack of police vehicles in the community.
Locked up in terms of what they were supposed to do so. So I said, well, I can see if I can help you with a vehicle to make you run around. So you can move in and out. It's a one-way in, one-way out community. So that's the result of why the vehicle is here.
Dr. Yaru urged the community to use the vehicle responsibly and for its intended purpose. And City and Central Assistant Commissioner of Police Benjamin Turi said community policing is a key to strive in curbing lawlessness in the community through a working partnership between the community and the police. Therefore, the vehicle is a tool that will drive the policing efforts in the community.
Structure in the police force, but over sometimes, about some 10 plus years, no one has even taken care of this very, very important aspect of policing in the country. It's proactive policing, where now this is the result of one of those things that you, community yourself, you started for your own benefit and for your own safety and security.
Turi said the police post situated in the community will be looked after by the 6 Mile Police Station Commander. All matters reported to the post will be brought to the attention of the commander, who will take necessary steps to deal with those issues. Gereka Law and Order Chairman Gia Isaiah thanked KPHL for donating the vehicle, which is a significant investment into the safety of the community.
My heartfelt gratitude to our friends from Kumul Petroleum Holdings Limited for their generous support and commitment to community welfare.
Thank you long all police only working work na. Kisim kari kam na put in this la event lo sampla mi blor mama kar bele vilem mi blala tok lo this last so mi kam stand up kisim mouse blor mama na tok.
Meanwhile, resident Julie Samuel said the vehicle donated will open doors for more service in the community. Tracy Pa, TVWAN News.
ACP tourists said the community must have a reactive approach to reporting crime if and when it happens to the police to ensure lives are safe and situations contained. The ACP urges the community to refrain from harboring criminals and entertaining their activities, especially when stolen vehicles are brought into the community.
no harboring of criminal activities, actually when people steal cars or commit crimes outside the city and come in. The purpose of the community is to look after each other. When you come together, have bylaws, you know your community, do the right thing, and always look out for others. All right, but police, we are only here to do or deal with major crimes. Any petty criminals or anything, always report to the police station. Don't take law into your hands and try to do your own mob rule to attack families. Please report to this police post.
The deteriorating state of the Hiritano Highway has sparked outrage. Vice Minister for Works and Highways and member for Kairuku, Peter Iso-Aimo, expressed frustration over the failed rehabilitation works. The highway, now riddled with massive potholes resembling volcanic craters, has become a death trap for motorists and commuters, says Iso-Aimo.
While on electoral duties, member for Kairuku Peter Iso-Aimo witnessed firsthand the bad road conditions and voiced his disappointment with the construction company responsible for the rehabilitation project. Iso-Aimo said the company funded through the Road Maintenance and Rehabilitation Program by the World Bank was tasked with restoring the national highway from Vanapa to Berena in Central Province. However, after digging up sections of the road 9 months ago, the company ceased operations near Veimauri Bridge, leaving the highway in a bad state. Iso-Aimo said the neglected road has led to numerous accidents, including a tragic collision witnessed by the MP last night when returning from his electoral visits. The accident involving a Central Province Traffic Authority vehicle and a local PMV truck resulted in multiple casualties. He said such incidents need immediate action to restore the highway and prevent further losses of life. Iso-Aimo said the Hiritano Highway is a critical transport link for thousands of commuters, businesses and communities in Central and Gulf provinces. The current condition not only poses serious safety risk but also disrupts economic activities and essential government services. Susan Oreape, TVWAN News.
The University of Papua New Guinea's Earth Science Department research projects were given a boost with a donation of a 10-seater Land Cruiser vehicle and over 40,000 kina in school fee sponsorship.
The Mineral Resources Authority recently donated a 10-seater Land Cruiser vehicle and over 40,000 kina for school fee support to 3 Earth Science students from the University of Papua New Guinea. In a small ceremony witnessed by the university's Earth and Science Department's Associate Professor Dr. Joseph Espy, staff and students, the Mineral Resources Authority Managing Director Gereka presented the keys of the vehicle to the Acting Vice-Chancellor of the UPNG, Professor Dr. Cecilia Nembo, and the school fees dummy check to the students. Mr. Gary said the MRA had been a strategic development partner of the Earth Science Department for a long time and that the partnership would continue into the future. He hoped that the new vehicle would be of great help and value to the school and students, especially in their field and research work. Mr. Gary said it was important that the MRA continued its support to the country's future geoscientists as they would contribute towards the sustainability of the mining sector in the future. The students were encouraged to move away from conventional geoscience thinking and be innovative in their approach to deploying mining technology to ensure the sector is sustained. Susan Oreape, TVWAN News.
You are watching TV1 News. We'll be back with more news after the break. Don't go away. Welcome back. In regional news, the Pacific's peak diplomatic bodies, the Pacific Islands Forum and Melanesian Spearhead Group have signaled they are ready to engage with the autonomous government of Bougainville as mediation begins on the delayed ratification of its successful 2019 independence referendum. PNG and Bougainville's leaders met in Port Moresby with the moderator to start negotiations on the implementation of the UN-supervised Bougainville Peace Agreement and referendum. Ahead of the talks, ABG's President Ismail Toroama moved to sideline a key sticking point over PNG parliamentary ratification of vote with the announcement that Bougainville would unilaterally declare independence on 1st September 2027. The dream of finally eradicating polio appears to be pushed back for another year. Officials were hoping that 2025 could be the year it finally recorded 0 cases of polio, but already it has had 6 documented. There are concerns foreign aid cuts under Donald Trump's administration could delay it even further.
When Sadia Soleimani was a young child, a day spent playing in the mud led to tragedy.
I had a fever for 21 days. The doctor gave me an injection and my leg was affected. I was injected at night and in the morning my legs were not good. I couldn't even touch the floor.
At 5 years old, she contracted polio, an incurable virus which mainly affects kids and can cause paralysis. Sadia had to relearn to walk and needs crutches to get around. Now she's on the front line to prevent other children from contracting polio.
I tell parents that refuse, you're committing an atrocity on your children. My parents and I think, had there been a vaccination campaign in my time, I would not have been helpless.
Pakistan is one of only 2 countries where polio is yet to be eradicated. Some experts are calling for a rethink.
Every child born should be registered. He should get all the vaccines before he's 2 years old.
But efforts have been hindered by geography, public mistrust and security concerns. Polio is not just a problem here in Pakistan. The disease is still endemic in neighbouring Afghanistan, and the porous border makes it difficult to keep cases contained. Senior officials at the WHO warn US funding cuts to foreign aid could have a devastating impact on Pakistan and Afghanistan's polio eradication programs. Global eradication efforts will lose $210 million this year. But officials in Pakistan aren't concerned.
There is no much effect of this thing to our operational, as we are doing already and we are committed and government is committed.
Despite some vaccine resistance in communities like hers, Sadia is hopeful soon Pakistan will be declared polio-free.
When it comes to crops, rice is the biggest emitter of methane, responsible for more than 10% of agriculture's gas emissions. At the world's biggest rice research center in the Philippines, scientists are finding ways to cut the grain's carbon footprint by breeding new varieties that could withstand climate change.
Rice feeds 4 billion people every day. Growing enough to feed 56% of the world's population has always been a challenge. Now there's another. Cutting its carbon footprint. Rice is responsible for 10% of the world's methane emissions.
It is a big number, isn't it?
Yes, it is a big number. We have to put into context as well that rice is growing on almost 160 millions of hectares.
Dr. Adno Radnelson works with hundreds of rice scientists here at IRI, the International Rice Research Institute in the Philippines, finding climate solutions for farmers. Dr. Yvonne Pinto is the Director General.
What are the priorities here? Is climate change number one?
I would say climate change is certainly number one right now. I think I'm speaking as someone who's sitting in an island nation or a network of islands. The number of climate-related shocks and their severity is increasing, and it's really impacting everybody.
Erie's agronomists devise farming methods to reduce rice's emissions, while its plant breeders develop new varieties for hotter, wetter, saltier and drier conditions caused by climate change.
It's a good responsibility. Everybody needs to take that responsibility, right? So I feel happy to carry it. I have no problem. Actually, I'm fortunate to carry it, so I'm happy.
Growing rice produces the three most potent greenhouse gases: methane, CH4, nitrous oxide, NTO, and carbon dioxide, CO2. The main culprit, methane, is emitted by bacteria living in oxygen-free flooded soils. Nitrous oxide from fertiliser and CO2 from burning rice stubble. Dr Radnelson's projects target all three gases.
Ready?
In this trial, emissions are captured every 30 minutes.
Lagay. Sample.
We estimate how much methane is inside and emitted from the plant, how much nitrous oxide is emitted, and how much CO2 as well at the same time.
Her team's proven a decades-old water-saving practice of alternate wetting and drying of paddy soils lowers emissions.
Here it's range between 30 to 70%. And in average, we say 50%. But that's the range. But that's already quite significant, right? 30% of reduction, that's our target by 2030. And then when you get to 70%, that's way more than what we can expect.
It's now a leading tool in climate mitigation.
And that ends our news segment. I'll return after these short messages with your news in sports. Stay tuned. Welcome back. In sports, the Basketball Federation of Papua New Guinea has appointed former national representative player Gabriel Alavo as the head coach for the PNG 3x3 team. This decision comes as part of the strategic preparations for the FIBA 2025 Asia Cup qualifiers in Singapore. Alavo, as a distinguished shooting guard for Team PNG Basketball, has made a remarkable mark in the basketball landscape and is celebrated as one of the finest shooters in the team's storied history. Over the years, his contributions on the court have been pivotal, showcasing not only his incredible shooting skills, but also his exceptional understanding of the game. After an illustrious career filled with achievements and accolades, he made the decision to retire from the national duties in 2022 following the FIBA Melanesian Cup. Alavo's commitment, dedication and experience in the sport will serve as invaluable assets in the PNG 3x3 team. His leadership is expected to elevate the team's performance to new heights, inspiring the players to reach their full potential as they compete on the international stage. The PNG Basketball Federation is excited about this new chapter in the team's journey and looks forward to the impact Gabriel Alavo will make as they prepare to represent PNG with pride and excellence. The PNG national basketball team leaves next week for Singapore. This will be Alavo's first international trip with the national team as head coach. It promises to be a special occasion with OFC granted direct entry to the FIFA World Cup finals for the first time. New Caledonia arrives with confidence and hope, having safely navigated the semi-finals with an impressive performance against Tahiti. The team is focused and determined. New Zealand and New Caledonia are set for the final play on Monday, with the winner advancing to the FIFA World Cup representing Oceania.
New Caledonia's success lies in maintaining a compact, disciplined shape while waiting for the right moments to capitalize on opportunities. After overcoming Tahiti, New Caledonia is set, taking the challenge head-on against favourites New Zealand on Monday. For New Zealand, the atmosphere within the camp is buzzing with anticipation. Coach Darren Baisley acknowledged the pressure that comes with being favourites. He spoke about the need to avoid complacency, especially given the high stakes of this final. While acknowledging New Caledonia's flair and counter-attacking threat, he made it clear that New Zealand must focus on playing their own game.
They also had a really good result against Tahiti, but we've watched a lot of them. The difference they have, they do have some overseas players coming back in to the team, so they've got a little bit different to some of the other island teams with that overseas influence.
The New Zealand coach is wary of the threat posed by New Caledonia. Baisley also spoke about the significance of Oceania finally having direct entry to the sport's biggest stage.
We go into every game the same, we'll concentrate on ourselves, making sure that we play our style, our game plan. We'll have a look at New Caledonia and understand their strengths and weaknesses, but it doesn't change too much of how we play.
The runner-up in Monday's match will also get a chance to qualify for the FIFA World Cup. OFC will join the Inter-Confederation playoffs. The teams will be ranked according to the FIFA Men's World Ranking, with the 4 lowest-ranked teams playing into single elimination matches. The winners will meet the 2 highest-ranked teams in another set of single elimination matches, with the winners of these matches qualifying for the World Cup in the United States, Canada and Mexico. Susan Oreape, TVWAN Sports.
That's it for sports. Now the weather forecast. In regional forecast, southern Port Moresby, cloudy with showers, rain and possible thunderstorm. Alotau and Poponeta, cloudy with showers, rain and possible thunderstorms. Momase, Lay, mostly cloudy with some showers and possible thunderstorms. Wewak, partly cloudy with possible few showers. New Guinea Islands, Kokopo and Rabaul, partly cloudy with possible few showers. Kimbe, partly cloudy with possible few showers. Highlands, all highland centres, cloudy with rain showers and possible thunderstorms. And that ends Sunday's news. Pleasant viewing. Good night.